everyone, today I'm going to show you how to crochet this convertible beanie hat. So I wanted it to be very specific so that it would look like whether you have the brim flip to wear it as a fitted beanie or open to wear it as a slouchy hat, that it would look like that is the design that it is meant to be, that it doesn't look like a slouchy hat with a rolled brim, or that it doesn't look like a fitted beanie that is just being worn more on the top of the head to look like a slouchy. So that's why I've named this one the convertible beanie hat. I've included links in the description below for the written pattern as well as a list of materials needed. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, so we're going to begin by making our starting loop to work a chain. So wrap the yarn around your finger and just pull up a little bit of that bottom piece and push a little bit of the top bit through and get that starting loop on your hook. So you're just going to yarn over your hook and pull right through that loop, and that's a chain. So we're going to go ahead and work 11 chains. Okay, and now we're going to work in the second chain from our hook, a single crochet. So you're going to push your hook through the chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull right through both loops on your hook. Go ahead and work that down each chain, into each chain all the way down your row. Just one single crochet into each chain. And because we're beginning in our second chain from the hook, by the end of this row, you should have 10 stitches. Now at the end of your row, you're going to chain one and turn your work. And now we're going to back loop single crochet. So we're working in the back loop of our stitch only. You're going to push your hook over your work to go into that back loop. And then just continue on working a regular single crochet. So into the back loop of the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both loops. And you're going to work your back loop single crochet into every single stitch all the way down the row. This is going to be repeated a number of times. So at the end of your row, you're going to chain one and turn your work, and you're going to continue on working those back loop single crochets for 63 more rows after this one that you've finished. So by the end of those 63 more, so now including the one we've just done, it would be 64 rows of back loop single crochet. All right, so you're just going to keep on going, work a back loop single crochet into every single stitch all the way down, chain one and turn your work at the end of each row, and continue on 63 more rows after this one that we're finishing together. All right, so you can pause the video, go ahead and work on those rows, and then when you have finished them, come on back and I'll show you what we're going to do next. All right, so now you're going to do your chain one and turn your work. Fold your work in half, lining up the short ends, and we're going to connect both sides together. So you want to work through the stitches on both sides to close this up and make a seam. We're going to work slip stitches. So push your hook through the first stitch on both sides, yarn over, and pull right through your loop. All right, and that's your slip stitch. So you're going to continue on working a slip stitch into every single stitch all the way down because we want to close up this seam. This is going to be the brim of our hat. All right, so be very careful making sure that you are lining up your stitches evenly and working through both sides. Okay, so you can go ahead, pause your video, work your slip stitches all the way down to the end, and then come back and we'll move on to the next step. All right, so now we finished closing up that seam. Our work is inside out, so let's flip it around so that it's the right way. Okay, and chain one. I'm going to grab my stitch marker and put it into that chain one space. And we're going to work half double crochet stitches. So yarn over your hook, push it through, yarn over, pull up a loop, You've got 3 loops on your hook. You're just going to yarn over and pull right through all 3 loops. So you're going to continue on working half double crochet stitches evenly all the way around your work. I know it can be a little tricky because for this round you're not actually working into any stitches, you're working along the side of your work that we just did, but just line up with the rows that you've just worked and you should have a total of 65 and then come back. Okay, so here we are back at the beginning of our work. We're going to close our round with a slip stitch in the chain 1 space. We're going to chain 1 to start our next round, move that stitch marker on up into our new chain, and we're going to work a half double crochet stitch into every single every single stitch rather, all the way around. All right, so just go ahead and work 1 half double crochet into every single stitch all the way around your hat. And when you get back to the starting of the round, you're going to close with a slip stitch in that chain 1 space and chain 1 to begin the next round. So again, you can go ahead, pause your video, work this 1 half double crochet in each stitch all the way around and then come back. Okay, so now that you've finished that round, I'm just closing my round with my slip stitch into my chain 1 and chain 1 for my next round. So now we're going to work back post half double crochet. So yarn over, push your hook behind your work and go in the back of the stitch over that post and out the next stitch. And pull up your loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook. Let's do another one together. Yarn over, go around the back of your work, push your hook through the stitch but coming in from behind, go over the post and through the next stitch. And then yarn over, pull up your loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. And you're just going to go ahead and continue on working back post half double crochets all the way around. And then when you get back to the beginning here, come back and we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so for this next step, we're going to chain 2 at the beginning of this round. Put your stitch marker in the top of your chain 2 space because that's where we'll close our rounds. And we're going to work double crochets. So yarn over, push your hook through the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the next 2. And you're going to continue on working this 2 round repeat. So it's 1 round of back post half double crochets, 1 round of double crochets, 1 round of back post half double crochet, 1 round of double crochet. You're going to close every round with your slip stitch and then chain 1 or chain 2 depending which round you're on. You're going to repeat this 2 round repeat 4 more times and then come back. All right, so now you've finished all of those rounds, which means you should have, if we're just counting the back post half double crochets and the double crochets, you should have 10 rounds of work. All right, let's move on to our next step. It's a chain 1 for the beginning of this next round, and we're just working back post half double crochets. All right, so back post half double crochets all the way around. And of course, when you get back to the beginning, you're going to close with your slip stitch and chain 1. Okay, so go ahead and work those back post half double crochets all the way around and then come back when you're back at the start. Okay, so here we are at the beginning of our next round. So we're going to work half double crochet decrease at the start. Yarn over, push your hook through, yarn over, pull up a loop, hold on to it, push your hook through the very next stitch beside it, yarn over, pull up a loop. You've now got 4 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and pull right through all 4 loops on your hook. Then work 1 regular half double crochet into each of the next 3 stitches. We're going to work another half double crochet decrease. So yarn over your hook, push it through that next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, go into the very next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 4 loops on your hook. Continue on with 1 regular half double crochet stitch into each of the next 3 stitches. And you're just going to continue on alternating between half double crochet decrease and then regular half double crochet in the following 3 stitches. You'll continue doing that all the way around. When you get back to the start of your work, you're going to close with your slip stitch, chain 1, and then come back. Okay, so here we are on our next round. We're going to half double crochet decrease again at the start of our round. So yarn over, push your hook through, yarn over, pull up a loop, hold on to it, go into the very next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 4 loops on your hook, and then a regular half double crochet into the next stitch beside it, and then half double crochet decrease again. So this time it's still an alternating pattern all the way around again, but instead of 3 regular half double crochets between each decrease, we're just doing 1. So half double crochet decrease, then half double crochet decrease, half double crochet. And you're going to continue working that all the way around, close with your slip stitch, chain 1, and come back. Okay, so here we are. Now we're going to work 1 round of our back post half double crochets. So you're going to work a regular back post half double crochet stitch all the way around each post, all the way around your work. No decreases or anything fancy, this is just a regular back post half double crochet round. And of course, when you get back to the beginning, you're going to close the round with a slip stitch in that chain 1 space, and then you'll chain 1 to begin your next round and then come back. Okay, so we're getting ready to really finish up here. So now we're going to half double crochet decrease. Okay, and then we're going to do a regular half double crochet stitch into the following stitch, just 1. So half double crochet decrease and then half double crochet decrease, half double crochet. And you're going to alternate that all the way around. You're going to close with your slip stitch in the chain 1 space, chain 1 to start the next round, and repeat this round again. So do this round twice and then come back, and we will go to finish up the hat together. Okay, so now that you finished those 2 rounds, pull a good bit of a tail end out. You could take your stitch marker out now, of course. Pull up a decent amount of yarn for your tail end for this, because we're gonna close up the hat and attach the pom-pom with the same piece. So fasten it off, pull that little extra bit through, and grab hold of your yarn needle. Okay, we're going to get the yarn needle on there on our tail end. And now you're going to weave the needle in and out of every stitch all the way around. So push it in and out, in 1 stitch, out the next one beside it. And you're just going to keep on doing this, weaving it in and out all the way around. This is what's going to allow us to just pull the string, and it'll close the top of the hat like a drawstring. So keep going all the way till you get to the beginning. And then just pull that to close the top. I like to push my needle over that opening because it can keep on opening up. So I like to push it through a few times and do a knot or 2 just to really make sure that it's secure. Just going through the loop so that it ties a knot when I pull it through. Okay, grab a hold of your pom-pom, and I'm not sure what kind you might have, but mine has this little like elasticy loop, which I love because it makes it so much easier to attach it. I've included a link in the description below to where I bought the pom-poms from. I got a whole bag, a bunch of different colors. They're faux fur pom-poms, and yeah, so I've included that. I don't know if you already have some on hand, that's great, or maybe a local craft store you can go to. If you don't, you can order the ones that I use that you're seeing in this video by clicking the link in the description below. All right, so just go ahead and until you're comfortable with it, that it is tight enough and the pom-pom is secure, you can then push your yarn needle right into the hat through the top there, and just pull it through to draw that string in, and then use your yarn needle to just weave the tail end in and out of some of the stitches on the inside of your hat to hide and secure it. And any other loose tail ends that you've got inside there, just go ahead and do that, and you're done. I hope that you've enjoyed this pattern. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and of course, have a look at the links in the description below.